wires.
6 wires.
For 2 wires per oscillator.
Which oscillator did you use?
74C14.
Okay.
That one. And I wanted, and then I have some diodes that are smoothing a bit the signal. The only connection is the apple now, that is changing the resistance, and then they go into the output after diodes, and then they go to the output.
You have a diode. All of them have a diode,
yes,
and then you have a
Yeah.
It's in the end three oscillator based on this NAND gate chip, and it's
4093. 4093.
Yeah, and they are reacting together and modulating, and there is also the possibility to switch it. And okay, now the switch are just cable, but they should be some switch, and the result is something like this. And it sounds not so bad sometimes. There's a whole lot of NAND gates in there.
Yeah, 4.
So you have 4 oscillators, and they are influencing each other.
Exactly. Because it's all recycled components, so there is modulation is really there are 80K, around 80K residuals, and I just put it into the voltage. Also the capacitors are all from old electronics, and they were not exactly the same values as the schematic. We just tried which ones gave the best sound, basically.
When you unplug the battery, because the capacitor still has the power, and there is this.
That's what it sounds.
Of an interactive hula hoop. So I wanted to make a kind of controller for a certain sound when I do the hula hoop, also to control a certain sound. This is the hula hoop, which of course is conductive. These plates are also conductive. It works in a way that we have 2 pairs of switches. These plates are actually switches which we use them as sensors. And Oliver is the brain of this project actually, because he did the...
Half a brain.
Okay, so every one of the plates goes to one of the 8 inputs of this Arduino, the analog inputs, and they work as switches. So when I turn on the hula hoop, and when the hula hoop touches 2 of them, then the sound is modified.
Ready?
It doesn't make any sound. Okay.
So I kind of cheated with the rotation counter. It's just the amount of rotations over the entire time it's been running. So it's slow to change, but it does catch up and you can hear it. It goes faster, it's getting higher. And of course it's not that interesting, but this is the prototype and we can attach a Bluetooth thing to this and put it into a fancy thing. Lights and laser beams and all the rest.
Well, the idea of this hula hoop thing is to generate, like doing the hula hoop to generate sound and music. So this is kind of very early prototype. Does it go? I think it goes faster.
Yeah, it's been changing.
Basically, what we did is a sequencer, but in this case, made for Arduino. It's a sequencer of 8 steps, and in every step you can modify the frequency, modify the duration of the tone, and the tempo. Tempo is the distance between every step, distance on time.
And the sound generation comes from?
And the sound generation comes from Arduino. What Arduino makes is to use the digital output for making different tones. So these tones, it works put in height and low. And the way of making the different tones is the time the tone is on 5 volts, and also how many times, how many cycles you play this, you make this variation of song. But the problem is if the note is too long, we must put it shorter. Frequency you must.
It would be nice to have maybe a feedback, like an LED, to tell which one is playing. Because right now you know.
It's difficult to measure exactly, so I have to develop in terms of frequency.
It's basically the oscillator I showed you, the one that you are using, the 4093, and it has 2 solar cells. This gives the energy, the little piezo, and then it's all mounted on it. So the oscillators here are mounted, there are 2 oscillators, and the third one is influencing the 2 of them differently. There's a low oscillator going to the first oscillator, and the other one is modulating the second one. It's actually quite some range of course, the more sun, the more power. Today it's not.
Can I try flashing it with a light?
The cool thing is that one time I left it on the window and I could hear the clouds passing by. The sun is changing.
Wow,
And
it's so sensitive.
today there are nothing, but it's very cute. And it consumes nothing, so basically you can have it running days and days and days.
But can you change the sound?
Yes, the sound is. That's the frequency, and it has also a modulation, and it has a light at the end. I'm not sure if it's working.
Can you repeat how it's made?
It has 2 LDRs in front, so they see also the light. This is changing the frequency, but this is also influencing the frequency, so it's hard to say which one is doing what.
Can I feed it a flashing light?
If you want.
It's not a cold light.
It has to be
Alright.
cool. Not very loud, but